Kimber, you are using the wrong stat for that.
Alright, so how are we looking, folks?
What do you mean?
You're rolling at a +3 on that Morningstar, and I know for a fact you should be rolling at a +4. I think. It was 17 or an 18 charisma?
Alright, we are back. Sorry about the delay. Had to change a few settings.
18.
It seems like that has fixed everything. There doesn't appear to be any more buffering. So let's start
you should
again.
get a +4 on your mace rolls. Yeah, let me pull up your character sheet.
If you go to your character sheet, because you're using the warlock feature for that, right?
Kimber? Yes, she is.
Yeah.
So I believe it's under features. Just make sure that you choose which weapon is your focused weapon for the day. Let me pull up one of my other character sheets and I can verify that for you.
Features.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. What am I doing?
So you're making sure that the D&D Beyond character sheet applies your charisma to your weapon attack rather than your strength, which is going to be under features, class features.
Wait, hold up.
I believe. Actually, hold on. I'm sorry. Where is it? It's under here. I promise.
Where is that in the character builder?
It would be on the character sheet, not on the builder, but I don't actually see it.
It's there. Give me a second. I know it's there because I've got it set on mine.
Pact magic, expand as well as text-based curse, hex warrior. Extra. Nope. Yeah, I can't find. Wait. I bet it's under equipment.
I tried equipment already.
Interesting.
I know it is on here.
So you can also just override it.
How so?
If you okay, so click the word Morningstar on your character sheet, and under that there will be a checkbox for hex weapon. Click hex weapon.
Yep.
What? Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Yep, so that will apply your charisma modifier to that weapon.
Yeah, it's now at a +6.
Yep.
There you go.
Cool. Alright, so we've got that sorted out. We are officially getting ready to start the game. We are going to go ahead and do introductions of our players and their characters. Who would like to start?
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Kimber. I'm playing the human paladin warlock, Laurel.
Do you have a backstory that you want to share with everyone?
Yes, I grew up in a small village, and I defeated an orc shaman after orcs decided to raid our village or whatever. And yeah, I had a very loving family at home, and I miss them dearly, and I'm just wanting to adventure and see the world.
Worst adventure backstory ever. No darkness, no nothing.
That's the point.
Your parents are alive. This seems like a bad plan for you.
Always a bad plan.
My mommy and daddy love me.
Hey.
For now.
Alright, who wants to go next?
I am Orson. I'm playing Malar, the Tiefling Artificer. That's all you get to know. They can find out when you guys find out.
Okay. I guess I'll go next. I'm Nox, and I am playing Mortal, the human warlock. He is, well, excuse me, not he. That's something I'm having to adjust to. They are a unique individual in that they spent more than a few hundred years in the Fey Wilds being tortured by the Queen of the Summer Court, or Queen of the Winter Court, and her Wild Hunt. At some point, they managed to escape the Winter Court and were brought to the Queen of the Summer Court and made a pact with her. And as part of their pact, they are required to return to the mortal realm and increase their power. Another sprite has been sent to essentially guide their training. The sprite's name is Sylphrine, and unless our GM wants to take control of Sylphrine, I will be playing the personalities of both characters.
You can hang on to her for now, though I have the right to override you should I find something interesting / lore relevant / funny.
That's perfectly fine with me.
I was really hoping Tom was just going to elect to be the sprite.
Hey, listen!
Oh God, don't start that. I will kill my own familiar.
Don't threaten me.
Oh, hang on. I think I have that soundboard.
Oh God.
Homicide will occur.
You do.
And that leaves me for the
I can set up a Discord bot.
Kitty. I am playing Rendhara, who goes mostly by Ren. She is a fallen Aasimar. She is a Swarmkeeper Ranger. And the only thing that y'all get to know at this point is that she is hell-bent on vengeance for her family who were killed by demons.
And I am Tom. I am the GM, nominally in charge of this, whatever this turns out to be. And yeah, if there are no objections, then I guess I'll start things off.
Seems good to me.
We'll kick off with just a quick little recap because it has been 2.5 weeks since we've even thought about this. So, everything is terrible, as per usual. What's specifically terrible?
Or the state of the world?
Yes.
Yes.
What's specifically terrible is that some sort of horrible wasting death curse has been afflicting everyone who's ever been raised from the dead. They're just getting sicker and sicker and eventually dying without being able to be raised again. What's more, nobody who's dying is being able to be raised again, no matter the circumstances. You have been hired by a wizard who has informed you that she's traced back the source to Chult. That should have brought up the nice shiny map of Chult.
I don't think you did, sir.
I got it.
Oh, it's not showing on mine.
Found it.
I just need the player's bookmark.
Oh, hold on. Give me a moment. I messed up. This is my fault. I need to rejoin as a player.
That would do it.
Fool.
That would help.
Sorry about this, folks. I'll readjust everyone's videos in just a moment.
I'm just going to keep talking while you're doing that.
Please do.
But yes, so you have Chult. Way off to the south, the whole area is basically covered in mountains, a massive rainforest. Nobody knows anything about what's in Chult, except for the more or less single settlement of Port Nyanzaru, up at the northern tip. You've all been teleported into the area and told that the source of the curse is somewhere in Chult, somewhere in the jungles to the south, where you have absolutely no idea. In the brief time you've been in the port, you've secured lodgings. Took my finger off the button. You've secured lodgings at a very nice inn, the House of Repose, the inn people go to when they actually need sleep as opposed to entertainment. You've asked them to get in contact with a couple of local guides, Azaka and Musharib, both of whom have said they're willing to take people into the jungle for free should you be willing to help them with certain errands of their own. And after taking in one of the local dinosaur races, you've been approached by a lovely woman by the name of Kalahu. She's a bookie. She's told you that an old gladiator by the name of Taban has been refusing to pay his debts. She's willing to give you guys a cut should you help her go collect. You guys were heading off to Executioner's Run, a pit up near the north of the city. Let me go ahead and move you guys into there. Pit up near the north of the city where they have various things. Velociraptor fights, animal v dinosaur fights, people fights, pretty much anything you can have in their good old-fashioned underground betting arena. So you've just arrived. You were just trying to look through the crowd for Daban, and that is where we left off. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns?
Tell me more about these Velociraptor battles.
They were racing, and I cheated. That happened.
I mean, there's also just
the dinosaur race. The Velociraptor fights, though, you ever seen a dog fight? Well, it's that, except they're Velociraptors.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark and guess that nobody in this game has seen a dog fight.
And if you're a viewer and you've seen a fight.
Okay.
Watching animals fights makes me sad.
Then you would probably not enjoy the Velociraptor fights.
I mean, technically they weren't fights, they were races, and sometimes the...
No. There are also Velociraptor fights that happen in this area that we are at.
Gotcha. Missed that, sorry.
Dinosaur races are a nice organized sport during which there's usually a minimum of casualties.
Organized, much like the running of the bulls.
Velociraptor fighting organized by the drunk and the illegal.
Gotcha.
So it's Fight Club, but Velociraptors.
No, you absolutely talk about this.
Were we given a description of the guy we're supposed to be collecting from?
I cut out there, but I understood what you asked. You were not given a description, but Kalahu, the bookie, is coming with you. Presumably she'll be able to point him out. And I have forgotten how to direct your guys' attention to a certain area. How do I make like a marker or something?
You just click and hold, yeah.
There we go. That's Executioner's Run, right up there.
Excellent.
Anything else, or shall we get started?
Oh,
I'm good.
We're good.
As you're coming up on Executioner's Run, coming up through the streets here, you hear lots of shouting and cheering. As you get closer, it seems one of the fights has just ended. There's a Velociraptor down in the pit, quite merrily finishing up and ripping apart the bowels of another one. As a couple of handlers start moving down, plying it with big juicy steaks on sticks to get it to the end of the pit, back into its cage, Kalahu looks through the crowd of very excited onlookers, finally points at one down near the end. He's big. He's a very big guy, 6.5 at least, very dark-skinned as pretty much everyone from this area is. Pretty big. He's wearing just some basic leather armor. He's got a short sword at his belt. He's kind of older. If he's a gladiator, he looks more the retired type, and based on the number of scars he's gotten, he lasted quite a while in the pits. Kalahu kind of points him out. All right, that's him.
This is the guy we need to get to pay her, right?
Correct. You've been told that he owes her 500 gold. If you collect the money, you'll get a tenth of whatever's collected.
All right, so Laurel's going to go over there and just talk to him. Like, be all nice and stuff and try and understand what exactly the problem is with him not paying the 500 gold debt.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Mortal kind of looks off into apparently nothing, and they appear to mouth something into the air. Mechanically, are asking Silfrine to go over and just sit lightly on this guy's shoulder and use their heart sight ability on them while we are interacting. So heart sight, what it does is she can touch a creature and magically know the creature's current emotional state. If the target fails a DC 10 Charisma saving throw, she also knows the creature's alignment. Celestials, Fiends, and Undead automatically fail the saving throw.
Alrighty. Alright, so he made the save. Current emotional state is disappointed. He lost. Undercut there, there's a bit of, sort of a bit of eagerness for the next one, and also a touch of, not desperation, but sort of need. Like, you get the sense he really needs this win.
Excuse me, sir, if I may have a moment of your time, I would like to ask you a couple of questions.
He doesn't respond for a minute, not sure you're talking to him. Finally, it sort of turns around. What? What is it? Who are you?
I understand that you owe, is it Kalahu?
Yes, Kalahu.
Okay. I understand that you owe Kalahu a sizable amount. Pray tell, can I help you with that somehow?
He's pretty much instantly on guard, not even trying to hide it, the minute he hears the name. He looks up, if he can notice Kalahu in the crowd. She has a sense to have kind of stepped behind a few people, trying not to antagonize him just yet.
Malar is currently behind Laurel, just kind of backing her up.
Tom, what'd you say?
It just very guarded, what's it to you?
Well, perhaps that we could be able to help you somehow. After all, she's getting quite antsy, I'm sure, and frankly, I don't want to see anybody get hurt if we can at all avoid it.
All right, well, you can tell Kalahu, he says, poking his finger into your chest, that I'll pay her when I've got the money.
I understand that, sir, but there's no need for you to be rude like that. I just was merely inquiring as to how I can help you.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Also, Ren is going to be like behind the other two and just kind of off to the side a little bit.
You weren't hitting push to talk. I couldn't hear you.
Does a 12 make it?
It's not great. He's not getting any angrier, but at the same time, he doesn't seem convinced that this isn't about to be a shakedown. Look, unless you're going to be paying her for me, why would you want to help? I've already tried one of your payment plans. We all know how those work out.
I'm not a part of any loan agency, sir. I merely just wish to help. After all, it is my sworn duty to help all those who I see who are suffering or in need.
Worst missionary.
Excuse you, I am a paladin of no matter.
Sworn duty to help people suffering, and you're here?
In suffering.
He's mostly just looking a little confused at this point. Why are you here? Never mind. Look, tell Kalahu she'll get her money. He starts to turn away, back to the pits, as they're starting to gear up for the next fight. Looks like a big one.
Mortal steps up to the man. How about this? Let me help you. Maybe place a few bets that are more likely to win than any that you would normally place. And if you win, you pay back what you owe to Kalahu. If you lose, my invisible friend gets to do whatever she wants with you.
I don't agree with that at all. I was going to offer you come with us into the jungle, and once we find treasure, you get a cut of it, so that way you can pay off Kalahu.
Worst missionary ever.
Start with
Malar at this point just has his face in his fucking hand.
Come on, my friend. Come on, my friend.
Invisible.
You know a good deal when you hear one.
Your invisible friend is going to do what they want. What?
I kind of just nod my head towards Sylphrine and have her basically indicate that she should kind of tap him on the shoulder.
Does Mortal realize that the deal that was presented is a lose-lose?
It's better than this guy dying.
Well,
he wouldn't die. That's not how this works.
What do you mean?
That's not how a shakedown works.
Okay, it's
That's
better.
Literally just not how you shake someone down.
I'm literally offering him a chance to bet and make the money he needs to pay back what he owes. And given that he is an addict, then that's actually a pretty good deal for him.
The deal you presented was, how about I help you make some bets? If you win the bet, you give us the money. If you lose the bet, we take it out on you.
The interesting question, Malar, are you having this discussion in character?
In character, Malar is just shaking his head.
Actually, I have a counter offer from my friend Mortal here. Would you like to come with us out into the jungle? We're going on an expedition anyway, and we're hoping to find some treasure out there. And whatever treasure we find, you would get a cut of it yourself that you could then use to pay off Kalahu.
All right, both of you go ahead and throw me persuasions.
Malar has retrieved and is drinking straight from a bottle of wine.
So that's going to be a 20 for me.
That's a 19 for me.
Actually, it's an 18 for you.
So after responding to Safine's tap on his shoulder by more or less automatically swiping his hand over his shoulder as if to get rid of a bug, to which he quickly jumps and flies away with a very irritated expression, he kind of looks at the both of you. Okay, I don't understand what it is you're getting out of this, but apparently you're actually trying to help. Why is this? What's happening?
Because I want to help. I don't want to see anybody in suffering.
Because we get a 10% of whatever it is you pay back, so.
That makes sense.
I did not know that we were getting money out of this. I just wanted to help.
She's weird.
And inattentive.
Orson, don't you dare!
I'm in character.
He says to Mortal, you can win a bet for me, fine. Let's see what happens.
What is the most lucrative game here in town?
Well, the most lucrative is the fighting pits. But, kind of looks you up and down. You don't seem the type.
Do they do team fights?
Sometimes.
What do you got? Mortal looks back. What do you guys think of chancing a round or two in the fighting pits?
I mean, I'm always ready to have a fun spar with somebody, but I don't think that's what you mean.
Rendara and Malar at least notice Kalahu in the background, just kind of staring at you people incredulously. She's very confused what's happening. This is the strangest shakedown she's ever been a part of.
Oh, don't worry. Ren is very confused too.
Same.
What's so strange about me wanting to help people?
I mean, Mortal just already knows that this dude does not have the money, so there's no point shaking him down unless he has the money. Why not just help him get the money and make profit ourselves?
Ren is still trying to work out why we agreed to do this in the first place.
Money. That's why.
I mean, alright, I know some people in the pits. I can probably get you guys a fight sooner rather than later. How do I know you're not just going to run off with the money?
I can assure you that I will do no such thing, and will make sure that it gets to Kalahu myself personally.
I mean, Mortal just looks at him, flat stare, and says, truthfully, you don't know that we won't run off the money with the money. There's no way you could know that. But it's either this or you get a beatdown from either us or whoever she sends next. So you pick your best option.
You're giving me a beatdown.
Quite easily.
That's where Malar will step forward. Bonus action, my helmet will pull up and close around my face, and I will gently place a gauntleted hand on his shoulder. No, I will.
Roll that intimidation.
That was not intended to be intimidation. I'm not intending to get a reaction. That's Malar putting himself in front of the small child and the frail one.
Excuse you, I am 19 years old.
Mortal will kind of look at both of them and go, I guess you're right. Technically, I won't beat you down. But what is the equivalent of a beatdown with pure eldritch power? And I will roll an intimidation.
I mean, someone needs to roll me intimidation.
7. I failed. So bad. So
Do
bad.
you honestly think I've never messed with magic before? That's a neat trick with a helmet, I'll grant you that.
I can assure you, I personally will see to it that Kalahu will get the money that is owed her, and that whatever else that is made, you can have personally.
I do not make that promise.
I'm trying to, be persuasive here, but the dice just hate me.
We are rolling so badly, folks. For those of you who are watching, which doesn't seem like many, but that was an 8 for her persuasion.
Rough.
Okay. So Damon again, kind of looking back and forth between the three of you, kind of, okay, fine. Tell you what. I'll go talk to my guys at the fighting pits. You give me 50 gold to go grease the wheels. I'll set up the fight. How's that?
How about...
You just give him the 50 gold.
How about you... Oh, God. Stop. Just stop. Mortal stops her from handing her gold over to a dude who might just take it from her and go. How about one of us goes with you, and we'll give the money directly to... What are they called again? Bookies? Yes, bookies.
Does anyone want to roll an insight to see if he's being straight?
Actually, you know what? I think yep, we're gonna have Sylphrine roll an insight there. 24.
Do you want to be the face? Because you can be the face. I'm okay with that.
Malar doesn't give a shit.
Okay. With that insight, he made the offer believing you guys would turn him down and that would be the end of it. But given Lowell's eagerness to apparently just hand over the money, now he's sort of confused and like maybe these people are legit. You get the sense that if you give him the money, he might actually go to the fighting pits to set something up. Just he kind of wants to see where this goes.
All right, fine. Give him your money.
He does.
He takes the pouch a little surprised. All right. You're obviously not locals. Where are you staying?
We're staying in the House of Repose.
All right. I'll be in touch. And with that, he starts to walk away.
Mortal just kind of looks at Laurel and goes, "You've never had a bad thing happen to you ever, have you?"
Well, there was one time I fell out of a tree and hit my head kind of hard, but aside from that, not really.
That explains so much.
I did get almost killed by an orc shaman. That was fun.
Okay.
Malar has already left.
All right, let's, I guess, go back to the House of Repose and wait for this guy, see what happens.
You get about 2 steps away before Kalahu comes out of that crowd straight toward you guys. What the hell was that?
We're going to help him get the money that he owes you. Is that not what you want?
By giving him money?
No,
well,
no,
yes,
no, no.
if he's able to have money, he can pay you, and therefore there's no longer a debt that he has to owe you.
Then why didn't you just give me the money?
Well, no. We're giving him a small amount of money to put us into a fight ring. He's going to bet on us. We'll make a profit. He'll make a profit. If you bet on us, you'll make a profit, and then we can also shake him down to get the money he owes you.
There's no way this can possibly go bad.
Oh, there's so many ways it could go bad, but
You're not familiar with sarcasm.
I don't. She just kind of puts her head in her hands for a minute.
Malar will put a hand on her shoulder and offer her the bottle of wine.
She kind of glares at you for a minute before snatching it.
Me too, lady.
Now it hasn't been a complete waste of time.
I'm telling you, place a bet on us.
We'll see. And with that, she stalks off, clearly very unhappy with how this played out.
For now.
Did she want us to actually get into a fight with him?
Yes, that is traditionally how shakedowns work, I suppose.
The only time that anyone got into...
I'm gonna throw out there, Lee, you're mighty streetwise for somebody who was tortured by Fae for 1,000 years and only just got back.
Oh, Mortal is clearly just repeating everything that Sylphrine tells him. Or tells them.
All right. What would you guys like to do next?
And also, I would point out, given the nature of the time he spent with the summer court, they do know something of deception.
I guess I'm going to just go back to the House of Repose for the time being.
All right. As you guys are turning away, you start making your way out, kind of about halfway through when you start hearing from the back, all right, ladies and gentlemen, who wants to see an execution? And there's lots of cheering.
Wait, is someone actually going to be killed in the streets here?
That is typically what execution means.
But I don't see a noose or a hangman.
Keep walking, kid. It's not your problem.
Over the cheering of the crowd, you hear someone shouting, no, please, seriously, it's not him, it wasn't him, which is followed by lots of laughing, argument. Yeah, no one really seems to be paying attention.
Laurel's going to get close to find out what's going on.
Mortal is walking straight back to the House of Repose. Is Laurel the only good aligned character amongst us?
I am lawful good, yes.
Oh god.
Oh hell.
Oh, you poor thing.
I feel like I have made an error?
No. You just are the only good aligned character in the group, apparently.
Yeah, like...
Yay?
Mortal is chaotic neutral.
You don't say.
Ren is true neutral / has no fucks to give.
I'm assuming, Orson, you're not playing a good aligned character either.
You, that is a thing that you can assume.
So yes, Laurel goes to see what's actually going on, because, that sounded like something bad is happening.
I suppose Sylphrine will prod Mortal to go check it out too.
Malar sighs and follows Laurel because he feels like he has to keep her out of trouble.
Ren will roll her eyes and take up the rear in this ridiculous caravan.
Okay, so I
am sorry, guys.
From you guys' perspective, you see Mortal kind of just start swatting in the air, going, fine, fine, I'll check it out.
Are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, as you turn around and start heading back, you see a guy in pretty common clothes, just basic man of the street, trying to force his way back through the crowd. Most of the gamblers are just shoving him back, clearly having none of it. As he sees a bunch of strangers approaching, and therefore his only potential source of hope, he runs towards you guys. No, please, you have to help him. He didn't do it. I swear, he didn't do it.
What happened? What's wrong? How can I help?
My husband draws it. They say he's a thief, but it wasn't a thief. It can't have been him. He was with me all night. No one will listen to me.
All right, where is he being taken? I'll help you out.
It's not your problem, kid.
He points straight towards the pit.
What's a husband?
Now is not the time for this conversation.
At this point, Laurel's just following the man.
The guy just points straight towards the pit. Through the crowd, you can't really see what's happening there, but you do recall this area is known as Executioner's Run.
So yeah, Laurel's running towards the pit.
As soon as you start to take off, he kind of grabs your arm. No, look, please, I've tried that. The gamblers, the authorities, they hate interference. Anyone who tries is just going to get thrown in with it. Look, please, I'll give you everything I have. Just please help him.
Of course, that's why I'm going to jump in and help him. I don't care if they try to kill me.
I feel like you're sending us mixed messages, because you're telling us to help him, but then you're saying, no, don't jump in, you'll get thrown in too. You should clarify.
Please. someone died today. Please, do something. I don't know what.
And that's why I'm going to go in there and help him.
Hold on. You said he was with you all night. Did you fall asleep at any point?
But no, it wasn't him. I know it wasn't him.
Because you were awake all night.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yes.
You hear some cheering coming from the pit. You see a couple of cages being lowered down. A struggling man is being dragged up to the other end of the pit.
Yeah, Laurel's about to jump in unless somebody stops her.
Fantastic. Sounds like nobody's stopping her.
How deep is the pit?
Worst party ever.
You guys are so mean.
I mean, I was also gonna let Lee get themselves killed in the gladiator fight, so don't look at me.
When you saw the pit, it was about 15 feet down.
Oh.
The edges are kind of sloped, sort of just enough that you'd probably be able to slide down and get in without hurting yourself, but you're not getting out without either a plan or help from someone above.
Laurel's jumping in.
Has this person ever answered us regarding the whole being awake all night thing?
He has not. He seems pretty focused that it wasn't his husband, and anything to the contrary is irrelevant.
Malar's gonna go take up a position at the edge of the pit.
Let's see.
Alright, that should have switched to the pit map.
Can mortals see who looks to be in charge of this execution?
Sure, give me a second here. Drag you guys in.
Also, because your voice is kind of hard to understand right now, what exactly did the person say, their husband's being charged with?
Stealing.
I thought so, I just wasn't certain.
Alright, that lovely token. He's in slightly fancier clothes. He's giving orders. He seems to be the one in charge. And as you guys are running in, this fine gentleman gets thrown into the pit with a pair of velociraptors at the other end.
Mortals going to make their way over to the more fancily dressed individual.
Token to where you want to be.
Okay. Let's see. Mortal is going to step up by this gentleman and first have Sylphrine use Heart Sight on them.
Where's Laurel's token?
You're over here.
The top right over here. Maybe you're zoomed in too much.
Found me.
Rand, are you where you want to be?
Yup.
So what are the people gathered around? There's the fancy one, and then there's a bunch of other dudes. Who are they? What do they look like?
All right. The guy in the fancy, he's the one in charge. He's the one kind of barking the orders. Just about everyone else here seems to be just your run-of-the-mill citizen here for a bit of blood sport. Most of them are carrying, a dagger or a club at their belt, just kind of basic self-defense. But no one's armored. No one looks like they're really fighters or anything. There was a few guys down at the end here that I didn't bother putting in who are setting up the Velociraptors, about to free them from their cages. And there were a couple guys up here that just threw our poor victim into the pit.
So yeah,
what are they wearing? Do they have any indication of like who they are?
Just general people. I've got a handout of general Chelt citizens here somewhere.
Okay, so these are just general citizens throwing this dude in the pit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sylphrina is going to use Heart Sight on the person who is apparently in charge.
Yeah, the handout should be visible to all players.
Yes.
Yeah, just generic citizens here. No one seems to be anybody, at least not that you can tell.
So you said the pit's 15 feet deep?
Yes. There's enough of a slope that if you're doing it deliberately, you could probably slide down and get in without being hurt. Getting out is going to be more complicated. And everyone who plans to interfere, we should probably go ahead and put this into combat time, since we do have Velociraptors trying to eat a man.
Real quick, I was going to try to talk to this guy.
And that's a straight emotional state, right?
Yes, like I said, he also gets a save, charisma save, DC 10. He clearly passes, so it doesn't matter, but still know the emotional state.
Yeah, he's fine. Business as usual.
Oh no,
He's
never
not
mind.
concerned.
That's not the initiative. What did he roll for his save DC? I thought Millar's roll was his save DC.
That was Millar's initiative.
Yeah, I realize that now. Okay, he still succeeds, so.
But yeah, his emotional state is, yeah, business as usual. Killing a man with Velociraptors. Typical Tuesday.
Okay. Millar's going to...
I definitely did not select my token, though, so somebody's going to have to figure out how to put that into the initiative tracker. I'm not rerolling a 21.
Yeah, it's super easy. Just once your character is in the initiative tracker, click on the number by them and change it.
Okay. So select self, roll.
Well, you don't have to roll. Well, we do not seem to have edited.
That was the only way I had to get myself into the... Yeah, Tom, can you switch my initiative to a 21? There we go.
I'll go ahead and do mine as well, but...
So when Laura jumps down, she slides down and already has her shield and Morningstar at the ready to fight.
Oh, that's great. Awesome.
Alrighty. So, Laurel charges in, jumps down. There's a large uproar from the crowd. Some people seem pissed, some seem excited. Either way, this is not how the show is supposed to go. The guy behind you is just sort of swapping between staring at the Velociraptors in fear and staring at you in confusion.
What is our boy, the random citizen's AC?
How would
the poor wrongfully accused. What is his AC?
He is your Joe average human, so AC 10.
Excellent.
Oh, God.
Well, you did win initiative. Would you like to take action?
I would. Millar's gonna reach an arm out, and with like a concussive blast, a cable flies from his vambrace, grabbing the citizen and allowing me to pull him towards me.
Yay! Helping.
It is.
This thing would let me put the spell description, but apparently it doesn't.
Here, I can put it in. It's Thorn Whip. It's a 10-foot pull towards me. I'm assuming that with that, he will be able to scramble the rest of the way up.
Do you have red hair?
Why?
What?
Because Kurama.
Oh. No, I do not. This is just a cable with a hook on the end that grabs things.
All right, you do need to go ahead and roll 1d6 damage.
Yeah. That's 5 non-lethal.
All right. That 5 there was my accidental roll when I clicked the grappling cable.
Oh.
So if you want to roll it, go ahead.
Sure. I misinterpreted that as the system rolling the damage.
No, that was me. I thought clicking the name would bring up the description.
Okay. That is 4 non-lethal. What does that one roll to? Whatever. I'm not gonna question.
I don't know. Well, good news. You hit him. You dragged him 10 feet up the side of the pit. Bad news. He appears to have gone unconscious.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Fine. I'll save him.
Well,
I mean, he's currently suspended on the edge of the pit. I'll just pull him the rest of the way up.
Like, that's such a bad idea.
all right. The guy you were here to save just got come over here halfway up the wall. What would you like to do
More
with
than
that?
half.
Well, I'm already in the pit.
What is the inverse of a yeet?
So I guess I'll brace for impact.
I believe that is a yoink.
That sounds about right, yeah.
And so do you want to take like a ready action when they come for you, or what do you want to do?
You know what? Yeah, sure. I'll take a ready action. The first one that, actually manages to get close to me to hit me, I'm going to hit with my Morning Star.
Okay. And the Raptors have that much speed, so okay.
I'm assuming they'll be able to hit me at the end of their turn. Like, I'm prepared for this.
Well, they don't actually have enough speed to get to you and hit you in the same turn, so.
That gives me time to prepare then.
I don't know why, but I don't know why it's not set properly, but Sylphrine should be ahead of me in turn order.
Are you sure Sylphrine doesn't just always act on your initiative?
No, she acts on her own turn. The only thing that's different about her turn is she can't attack on her turn. I have to give up a bonus action to allow her to attack as a reaction.
Got it.
But other than that, her turn is her own.
All right, well, the Raptors stalk forward, hissing, snarling at you. They're confused about why the meal is being taken away, but hey, here's another one. Ren, would you like to take action?
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, that's not true. I'm not entirely certain how my gathered swarm works, if I have to tell you that it's happening, but since we are in combat, there's going to be a series of a swarm of jewel beetles are going to appear, kind of like crawling all up in my shit.
Delightful.
Do I notice this?
Guess that would be up to your passive perception.
Well, no. At this point, Ren is behind me, so I probably don't notice.
I mean, they're legit there. It's not that you have to.
No, I know. I'm saying my focus is on the guy ahead and below me, not on the ranger behind me.
He's also probably focused on the dumbass who decided to jump in when he had a grappling cable, so, you know.
In the dumbass's defense, I don't think any of us had any idea that he had a grappling cable.
I had no
knew
idea.
He had a grappling cable. That's what's important.
At least someone knew.
Alright, well, if Ren's taking no action, then, Slicine, Mortal, what do you got?
Sylphrine is going to move to the other side of the guy that seems to be in charge of all this. For now, she's gonna.
Very upset, by the way.
For now, she's gonna hold her turn to see what he does. And I am also going to just ready in action to attack him if he starts to go after my companions. And I'm just gonna wait to see what his reaction is.
Okay. Well, he doesn't take action to attack anybody himself, but he does raise his voice, shouting at some of the commoners over at Malar's end of the pit. What the hell is going on down there? You two, go grab that guy. Figure out what's going on here. Pointing at Malar. You, what the hell is this?
Malar just kind of looks up at him, full face shield helmet, just shrug.
All right, well, Malar has a couple of generic goons coming up on him. Again, they're slightly bigger and bulkier than the kind of generic citizens around. They are being employed as goons, but they're still just sort of basic people.
Right. In response to this, Mortal is going to actually look at the guy and say, "Have them stand down. No one else has to die here today. Or no one has to die here today."
No one else has to die here today.
That's a threat if I ever heard one.
And that sounds like a persuasion check, unless you want to try to make it threatening and go intimidate.
I mean, it's the same bonus for me either way. Let's go with intimidation. Nope. I did not intimidate him at all. That's an 8.
Yeah, no, you did not. So he turns to look at you. Who the fuck are you?
Before he can finish the words, I blast him with Eldritch Blast.
Oh my god!
I'm reckless! I'm not that reckless! Oh, now you
20 to hit.
And yeah, roll your damage.
8 force damage.
Well, folks, we had a good run. Let's start rolling up new character sheets, because this town's gonna kill us.
And bonus action, have Sylphrine attack with her bow. $13 hit since he's being flanked. Or actually, it would be a 15. 15, sorry.
Either way, it's a hit.
So he takes 1 piercing damage, and he needs to. Where is it? He needs to succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. He does not succeed on that, which means he is poisoned for 1 minute.
All right, what kind of poison?
It's not poison doesn't work like that anymore in 5e. Poisoned itself is just a status now, which basically means that.
Okay, I see it.
He has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks for a minute.
Okay. Well, that was fun. Alrighty.
And then Sylphrine's actually going to take her turn and go back invisible.
Alright, Malar, what would you like to do?
What kind of action would it be to just pull this guy up the remaining not even 5 feet, since he's in that, presumably in that 5-foot vertical?
That would be your action and a strength check, or athletics if it's better.
All right. Alternatively, will you let him just remain suspended where he is?
With the caveat that they can't really move from that spot and only do things with one arm.
That's plenty.
Then sure.
All right.
I will ask you to make a strength check just to. He is a limp weight, so you need to make a check just to stay in place.
So what actually all I do there is effectively recast Thorn Whip, giving me another 10 feet movement.
All right, if that's your action, I'll let you get away with that.
Yeah. So I will see if I can hit an AC 10. Okay. I will once again grappling cable him and just haul him up the remaining distance.
All right, I'll let you get away with that. And he is unconscious, so put his health at 0.
Yep. And I am continuing to declare the damage as non-lethal.
That's fine. Go ahead and roll it for sake of argument.
Sure.
All right, Laurel. Let's talk.
I'm taking a 5-foot step back and continuing to brace for impact.
So another ready action to smack when they get close to you?
Yes.
Which is good timing because that's what they're doing.
Figured.
So go ahead and take your ready swing at one of them.
Crunch.
That's a pretty satisfying crunch. Go ahead and roll your damage. Very nice shot. Unfortunately, it's not enough to bring him down.
It's better than nothing.
And now I need to ask what your AC is.
18.
All right, let's see how lucky you are.
So 1 hits, it looks like.
Actually, both of them get to make 2 attacks. One with their bite, one with their claw.
Awesome.
All right, so in a flurry of teeth and claws, both of which you manage to kind of cower beneath your shield, one of them does get a lucky jab with our claws under your shield into your leg, doing you 4 damage.
I was expecting worse, honestly.
So was I, a little bit.
Oh, crap. Okay.
The crowd seeing some blood, is once more very much into this, except, of course, for the leader and the guys currently marching on Malar. Ren, would you like to take action?
Well, I guess I have to now because people are coming up at my teammates. Which are the guys that are coming up at the? Okay.
The
And
one
they're
immediately next to me is Joe Schmo accused.
okay, and then they're just regular, effectively regular humans. They're not any type of just slightly burly. That's all.
Pretty much.
Okay. Wait. Which was the raptor that actually got smackety smacked? That one. Okay. So
One on the right.
I'm gonna take a shot at the one on the left.
That's a hit.
All right. So that hits for 6. And then, since I have my gathered swarm going, my swarm is going to follow the arrow, and they get 1d6 of piercing damage from said swarm. So another 5.
All right. Arrow flies through the air, strikes the thing in its chest. It kind of rears back in pain, followed by more pain as the skittering swarm of bugs suddenly swarm over its chest, at which point it just kind of falls over, flailing madly before falling still.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And that's
So that one's out. Mortal, what do you got?
I'm actually going to disengage and move over here. Because now that he's aware of me, casting in front of him will cause disadvantage.
All right. And is Selfrain doing anything?
Yeah, she's actually going to move over this way. And disengage is just an action, right?
Yes. You take the withdraw action. You can move without provoking up to your speed.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to use my bonus action to have her attack. Which one's this one right here? So 22 to hit.
And that's a hit for a single point.
Yep, for a single point of damage, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
By the way, is there a way to bring up the character sheet just from the token? Because I keep having to go through the journal to find its entry again.
No, it's only through the journal.
That's irritating, but okay.
It succeeds.
Yeah, it's fine.
So. Alright, and then she's going to take her action to go back invisible.
All right. So, Mortal, you have a very angry man coming at you.
Okay.
Where is his sheet? He's down. He's down. Oh, yes, there he is. And what is your AC?
It's 14, but remember he's also at disadvantage.
Correct.
Why is he at disadvantage?
Because he's poisoned. So 6 does not hit me.
That one goes for 3, though.
Okay.
He gets 2 attacks.
All right.
So you take a firm mace to the shoulder.
Okay.
Meanwhile, up here, one guy is coming in here trying to grab the unconscious man to drag him away, which is proving complicated, with the grappling hook. The other guy is coming up behind Malar. All right, buddy, show's over. Get over here. Since Malar has not actually attacked anybody yet, he's not hitting
That's not
first.
true.
I mean, you attacked
technically
the
I
person
attacked the
murder, so you have not proven a threat to anybody except the guy they're already trying to murder.
Fair.
So what would you like to do about that, Malar? You're being ordered by a semi-large man to back the fuck off.
Malar is continuing to stare at Ren. What the actual fuck?
You like my friends?
What the actual fuck?
Things might be about to get worse for Malar.
Are you doing anything about the guy trying to drag the unconscious fellow away, still attached to a grappling cable?
Malar is a little preoccupied.
Okay, then there's no rules for this, so go ahead and make me a strength check.
Sure.
All right, the guy, you're
Button.
guy's starting to drag the guy away. He hasn't kind of reached the end of your tether yet, but it's getting pretty close. You're a little too preoccupied to do anything about it or try to pull him back. And Laurel, would you like to try to finish off a Velociraptor?
Absolutely. Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not, unfortunately.
Then I don't do it. How do I switch off the 2 dice roll thing?
That's only if you have advantage or disadvantage. If you have advantage, you higher of the 2 numbers, and if you have disadvantage, you take the
lower.
I'm asking how I turn off the double dice roll.
Go
the Beyond 20 button at the top of the window on the hotbar. The little red hexagon. Click that, and then type of roll, normal roll. It should be the second option under that drop down.
Fixed it. Thank you. So I brace for impact again. Tom, if you're trying to talk, we can't hear you. You're not pressing the button.
That's what's happening. I'm pressing the wrong button. That's right. It keeps closing. Don't mind me. Alright, so one of them gets through for another 3 damage to you. Teeth sinking into your arm a little bit there. Ren, would you like to take action?
Ow!
Yeah, well, I mean, there's another velociraptor that has to get shanked, so let's distance shank him.
That'll take care of it. And
Do I even need to send the bugs?
you do not. That's a straight shot right through the throat.
I mean, they're gonna follow anyway and just kind of swarm around the corpse, because that's how they do.
What the actual?
Well, the good news is the crowd certainly enjoyed the show. The bad news is now the show's over, the atmosphere is quickly turning, as that's not the show they wanted to see.
Get out!
Also, Mortal is currently being beaten to death by a large man. But, you know.
Beaten to death? That's stretching what's happening here.
We need to go help Mortal.
True, but from that distance, and plus it amuses me. So, Mortal, you're up.
Okay, bonus action. I use Misty Step, and I am now 120 feet away from him.
Excellent. Where would you like to be?
Let's go over here. I need to actually see where 120 feet is. I'm like a square off the screen. I just put myself here, 115 feet away from him. And then action, I'm going to use Eldritch Blast on him.
Eldritch Blast have that range?
Yes, it does.
120.
Fair enough.
That's gonna hit 23.
Yep, go for the damage.
Damn, 1. That's it for my turn. Silfrine's just gonna kind of stay invisible, move over this way. Yeah, just move up this way, actually, by Malar. And that's our 2 turns.
Oh, Lord, this turned into something. Okay, well. Okay, so the dude he was beating on just suddenly vanished. And then he got blasted in the back. That's not awesome. So he whips around to see where it was coming from. You know, sees Mortal way the hell over there. And he kind of lifts up his mace, points it at him. Take gold to whoever brings that bastard down.
Mortal will smile and wave.
And that got everybody's attention.
I don't want to have to kill everyone.
You're not required to.
We are in this mess.
That's a
purely
lot
because
of movement.
It really is.
Double move. I probably moved too far. Hang on.
Yeah, because, like, even with double move, a regular person, I think, should only get maybe 60 feet.
60.
Yeah, I think I moved that too far. Yeah, a little too far.
Whoa, don't move me.
Close enough. So yeah, lots of people interested in that. Oh, what would you like to do about this? Also, there's a dog now. Cooper, do you have thoughts on the situation?
Yes, not enough dog.
talking as a free action, Malar's going to turn to the dude next to him. So, what is the man accused of exactly?
Man's a thief and a liar.
Who's accusing?
I don't know, not my business.
Excellent, excellent. Where is my measurement tool?
Get that out of the way. It keeps getting moved.
Okay. I would like to Malar will just kind of shrug at the dude. And I would like to move 15 feet. Make it 20. And then Malar is going to cast a spell.
Okay, well, first off, as you do that, by leaving his threatened area, he will try to grab you to stop you from leaving, effectively a grapple attack.
Considering he was kind of just mad towards me, I don't feel like he would try to stop me from just walking away.
He was explicitly told by his boss, go stop that guy, figure out what's going on. And you're trying to leave. He does not want you to leave.
Okay.
He's not trying to hurt you, he's just trying to grab you. Alright, so you're rolling either athletics or acrobatics, whichever's better. Or your choice.
Neither. No, acrobatics is actually better.
Oof. Oof.
You are grappled. In 5e, the grapple condition, your speed is effectively 0, but you can still take actions and do things. You're not going anywhere until boss figures this out.
Okay. Then I will look at him. Just say, unfortunate. I wouldn't have advised that. And with my action for the turn, I will cast a spell.
And what are you casting?
Let me read this real quick. Yeah. So my non-tether vambrace will open and launch several small rockets.
Oh God. Iron Man up in here.
So it seems like
he will take 15 damage from my magic missile.
Oh.
Seems like
Jesus.
So or
3
took the
times
Iron Man.
3 times 1d4 plus 1.
Orson took the Iron Man package when he was making his character.
Clearly.
I don't have a disadvantage because Magic Missile doesn't require an attack roll.
So it's just straight up 3 magic missiles?
He is hit with 15 force damage.
Okay. Well, good news, you're no longer grappled. Possibly bad news, you just killed a man.
I mean, perspective.
The guy who was dragging away the victim just saw his bro get fucking obliterated by tiny rockets to the chest.
Or more relevant armor is fucking what are they, the singing birds or whatever?
The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So he's not getting paid enough for this shit. He's dropping the guy and bailing.
Probably
what would you like to do?
Well, what do you do after you see a man get shot by like 15 different rockets?
It was literally only 3.
I guess I'm going to try and climb out of the pit.
All right, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
I do not climb up the pit.
No, not with a 9 you don't. You get about 5 feet up, then just sort of slide back down to the bottom.
Well, this is undignified.
How do you feel about taking 1d6 piercing?
God.
Ren, would you like to take action?
Wait, what does that mean?
It means I can technically grappling hook you up the wall. Technically.
It would hurt.
Will I also end up passed out like our friend?
Why does this keep moving?
I'm pretty sure you've got more than 6 HP, so probably not.
Well, we'll probably.
Okay, well, again, speech is a free action, so Ren is going to shout over to the guy who is clearly in charge. Would you like to call it off now?
Go ahead, roll me a persuasion. You know what? I'll give you advantage on it.
Well, he has disadvantage on saves anyway. I don't know if it's technically a save for her.
It's not.
Persuasion.
It's a skill check.
Oh, with advantage, it's a 19.
Well, he's clearly stunned enough that he's not taking any further action against you guys. He doesn't seem particularly inclined to call off the small mob of common people chasing down Mortal, though. Even if he tried, you're not reasonably certain he could.
Well, if that's the case... That dude's taking...
Go to the bathroom real quick.
Roll damage. And that's one more bug-infested corpse.
Oops.
You are allowed to declare the net damage non-lethal if you would like. The way non-lethal works in 5th Ed is whoever deals the killing blow can say, yes, but I wasn't trying to kill them.
Okay, well, we'll go with yes, but that was really intended to go into his shoulder, not his eye.
You pretty much shot him straight through the knee. He's alive, but he's not going anywhere.
He was an adventurer like us.
No, he wasn't.
And that's it for me.
Alright, Mortal.
Why does this keep moving back over here? What the hell? Alright, Mortal's going to look at the group of people coming towards him. Or, excuse me, I keep fucking that up. They are going to look at the people coming towards them and say, so that all of them can hear, You really, really don't want to do this. I'd hate to have to make all of you go through what this one's about to go through. Points at, this one. Shit.
You hear a ciphering in your ear. Yes, that's very impressive. Get the fuck out of here.
He points at, or they point at this one, and cast Phantasmal Force. And essentially cause their nightmares to come to life for them. They need to make a... the target must make an intelligence saving throw. Intelligence saving throw 14.
Not even close.
Yup. So they basically see their worst nightmare. It's only they can see it. While the phantasm includes sound, temperature, other stimuli also evident only to the creature, target can use its action to examine the phantasm with an intelligence check against your spell save DC. If the check succeeds, the target realizes it's an illusion, so it can do that basically every turn, but it's failed this turn.
Would you like to specify what it's seeing?
What's that?
Would you like to specify what it's seeing? It is your illusion?
Let's say it's seeing a wild raptor free from its pen, coming straight at it, or attacking it. So, and that's going to do 1d6 psychic damage each turn that it does not pass its check. So that's 2 psychic damage that turn. And also, like I said, I'm telling the others that they really don't want to do this, or they're going to experience the same sort of nightmare.
It's not the Rona, I swear.
I don't believe you.
What end it?
Are you rolling that intimidation model?
I can. Give me just a moment. I'll go ahead and do that.
While he's rolling, what you missed was me.
I did not succeed.
I'll give you advantage. Roll again.
Okay.
I put a crap load of arrow directly into the knee of the topmost bad guy, and Mortal has now turned another bad guy into a blubbering mess on the floor with some kind of spell involving his most horrifying nightmares.
Laura begins to suspect that the people that she is partnering with right now are not good people.
That's a 23 for advantage on intimidation.
I mean, Malloy seems fine, but yeah.
Alright, roll tomorrow dice. Surprisingly, one of them actually made it. And is coming for you to try to smack you with a club. The rest are fucking off.
Okay. Does he get to go before Silfrine goes?
Technically no. So is Silfrine taking action?
Yes. I'm going to use my bonus action as well to give her an attack for her reaction. She's going to
counterpoint. Until that one acts, you wouldn't know whether or not the intimidation worked.
True. But this also at the same time is something she's still going to do, because I want to do everything I can to scare as many of them as possible at this moment. So I don't know that he's coming. I still don't know that they've all been scared either. So I've tried to scare as many. So she is going to... I've already attacked him, and he was the closest to me anyway, other than that guy. So she is going to attack him as well.
I don't like that.
In terms of who's coming at me, yes, I would have attacked the closest, and she would have attacked the closest.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is at this point, it's way too easy for you to say I would have done this with the information that you know regardless.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I'm going to sell it by giving you a luck roll, Lee. If you're lucky, you can smack the guy who was going to hit you. Deal?
Okay, I mean,
right.
I can literally roll a 1d5 or a 1d6 and determine which one she's going to hit, but tactically she would have hit him anyway.
I'm just dealing with this luck. It's easier. Odd or even?
Evens.
You win.
Okay. Either way, 16 to hit him.
Yep. That's a point of damage.
And DC 10 Constitution save.
Looks like he's fine.
Okay. So he takes a single point of damage.
I'm guessing your AC is more than 12.
Yes.
So he fails to smack you. Yep, there we go. How did Malarga move below you? Okay. The rest of them are fucking right off. Not worth it. This guy is running. That guy is running screaming for the hills. Whew. Malar, what would you like to do?
I'm going to kind of jerk my wrist and disentangle my grappling cable from the unconscious citizen. Lean over, looking at Laurel. You need a hand?
Yes, please.
Catch. And I'm gonna launch my Thorn Whip at Kimber.
Yay, I'm finally going to see some more action, I guess.
Maybe not.
I'm going to say willing target. Kimber, you can choose to let it hit you.
I let it hit me.
Alright. You take 1d6 piercing.
That's 3 more to Kimber, and Kimber is probably dragged 10 feet up the pit.
Yep.
But now you have a nice rope to get you the rest of the way.
Ow!
Didn't say it'd be pleasant.
In fact, he specifically said it would hurt.
Thank you. And then I climb up the pit.
Yeah, it's only 5 feet. You've got a rope. You don't need to check for that. So that took, let's say, half your move. So you have your action and half your movement.
Is the man next to me still alive, or is he dead?
He's alive but unconscious. And that is the guy you were trying to save.
Okay. I guess I'll start making my way towards where Mortal is to help them.
Far right.
Far right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mortal's the all the way off to the right one.
And I think that's as much movement as I get.
Where were you
Yeah,
coming?
so.
How much movement did you take?
I'm saying it took half her move to climb up the rest of the way, so she has 15 feet left.
Well,
you can also take your action to move another 30.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
There's my 30.
If you're ever having trouble figuring out how far you can move, if you look up at the top left, you'll see like a circle with a ruler at the right of it. You click on that, and then click and hold your character, and you can tell how much distance you can move. Oops. What just happened?
What would you like to do?
What just happened? Oh, it zoomed in quite a lot.
Alright, was that me? Sorry.
It's you. Pretty much the only thing still posing a viable threat is a dude trying to beat Mortal with a club. Everyone else is either running or very uninterested in going after the crazy people. And that's targeting
The one that's attacking my teammate. Did not want to go.
Oh, my knee!
And of course, bugs. Many bugs.
So he's down. Okay, that's all the threats. So dropping out of combat time, let's take a quick recap here. We have two dead velociraptors, a dead guy who took several magic missiles straight to the chest, a couple of screaming commoners with arrows in their knee, one running from his life from an imaginary velociraptor, and lots of people who saw you guys get very, very involved in an execution.
I was just wanting to save the man. I didn't want other people to die.
What's the plan for getting out of here? Probably no one's going to stop you, but, you know, that doesn't mean they're going to forget you.
Well, now they'll know who to bet for tonight when we go ahead and fight those other people. I at least deserve a pity laugh. Come on, guys.
I'm gonna walk over to the guy, the purported criminal, the alleged criminal,
He is unconscious.
and smack him awake.
Be right back, dogs need to go out.
Press that. Yeah, he's awake. He's looking around very confused. Sorry.
Right. I guess I will use intimidation. Now tell us the truth. Did you commit the crimes that you're accused of?
Go ahead and roll it with advantage because what the never mind, nat 20. No! What? No! What? He's currently pissing himself, literally. He has no idea what's happening, and you've just terrified him beyond rational thought.
Do you know who committed the crimes?
Oh! How do you... What? No!
I'll drag him over to the guy that was in charge of everything. Be like, listen. The only reason we interfered is because our friend over there has
you point
some.
Out the guy who asked for your guys' help.
Oh no, I'm pointing at Laurel. I'm very much pointing at Laurel. Because our associate over there apparently has this thing that people call a conscience. But this guy clearly did not do what you accused him of. He's terrified of us, and he answered, quite honestly. I believe him. However, to make up for some of the things we've just done, how about we help you find the real criminal?
Okay. All right, that took turn was okay. 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 He's just staring at you for a moment. A lot has happened in the past few minutes. He's processing. Who are you people?
We are people that were hired to come and look, or come and find out why others can't be resurrected. We literally happened to be passing by. That person asked for our help, and then that person agreed for some reason. We aided them because they're our associate. However, we still have business in this town, so we don't really want you to be pissed off at us.
I don't care who did it. I'm just the guy that throws the criminals into the pit.
Okay, well, he's not a criminal. I just scared the shit out of him, and he's telling the truth.
He's still just kind of staring at you. You have no idea what's going to happen to you now, do you?
I kind of just look at him, deadpan, blink.
Okay, well, when Jessamine kills you all, tell her this wasn't my fault. Please go away.
We're literally offering to make your job easier.
Finding them's not my job. He points to the pit. That's my job.
Okay, but wouldn't it make your job easier if the spectators...
My job is easier when people don't stop me from doing the executions.
And what happens when the audience finds out that you executed an innocent person?
If they're here, they're not innocent. And if they were, they don't care.
Well, someone did die.
Is that supposed to be helpful?
They got their execution.
Oh, y'all go ahead and roll me a wisdom check.
Mine was terrible.
We are not clever people.
All right, well, all I needed was a 10 or above. So, Red Malar, there is no possible way that city guards have not heard about this by now. They're almost certainly on their way. Would anyone like to do anything about that?
Trying to think. I go back over to the group and I go, I suppose we should get our guides and get out of here then.
Malar will walk up to the dude in charge.
Okay.
Who is this Jessamine?
Let me bring up her profile real quick. Jessamine of the Merchant Princes, the one who.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a name that we just know.
No, it would not. You've never been to Pure Nanzaru.
Mm.
Jessamine of the Merchant Princes, the only one who's allowed to legally decide who kills people?
I've never heard of her.
Well, she's probably going to hear about you.
Okay.
Or I guess we should go directly to her and talk to her, since we do have to deal with people in this town.
Well, stay here. I'm sure the guards will be happy to bring you to her.
Or we could just go to her ourselves. Why don't you tell us where she is?
Sure. Why not? Head to Golden Throne. She'll be there eventually. Golden Throne was pointed out to you guys during your tour. It is the meeting place for the Merchant Princes. It is effectively the seat of government. I'm going to let you all discuss next steps because I need to use the John. I will be back.
Well, we had a good run. Time to roll up new characters.
See what happens when you have a conscience?
Earl doesn't feel bad for what happened. She saved a man's life who didn't deserve to die.
Not really. You prolonged his life for maybe a day or so, and got us potentially killed in the process.
And if we die, we die. We'll just have new characters.
So, what are our next steps, kids?
Could try and argue our case to this merchant prince. But I don't feel optimistic about our chances. Try to go to the next town.
Is there a next town?
I have no clue. Do any of you know anything about Chult?
I think that's kind of the whole point, is that no one knows anything about it. Or, well, about the area outside of it.
Alright, so what does Malar think we should do? Orson, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Your pondering face and your idle face are very much the same face.
Yes.
So what's going on?
Oh, we're just trying to think of our options.
Well, clearly we just need to talk to this person and explain the situation. They had it wrong. This man was not the thief. They need to find the actual thief.
I don't think that's how it works in this town.
Was that in character or out of character?
That was in character.
Just making sure. Might not be the best idea to tell them they were wrong.
Why not? People are wrong all the time. If you just let them continue to believe that they're correct, then they're just going to keep making foolhardy decisions.
I didn't say let them keep believing they were correct. I said don't tell them they were wrong.
But they are wrong.
I don't think that they care.
Well, they should. If innocent people are dying on their watch, then they should care about that.
Have you been paying any attention to this town? Because it looks a little murdery to me.
Oh, so does Baldur's Gate every alternate Wednesday, but you know, we learned to live past that.
But what I'm saying is we don't tell them they were wrong. We tell them that certain other things came to light, and that because of the certain other things that came to light, we made the judgment call, or whatever we want to do, or you made the judgment call. Whatever.
For the record, I'm here and listening again.
But we don't flat out tell them they were wrong, because that is a great way to end up dead.
Well, then allow me to talk to them, so that way I can actually convey to them the situation instead of Mortal, who likes to go very blunt.
As long as you don't tell them they're wrong.
I will do my best.
Tom.
Yes.
Remind me the name of our benefactor.
Sylvain.
Yes, it sounded right. Sindra Sylvain.
And she is currently residing with...
I like your whiteboard.
She is currently hanging out with Wakanda Otamu.
Who she did mention is another merchant prince.
Ooh, maybe we should go see him.
So Malar's gonna walk up to ya boy, the one in charge.
Are you people still here?
Malar's gonna toss a small jingling bag at him. You lost me in the crowd. And Malar's gonna leave.
Ball's going to follow just because she has nothing better to do.
Yeah, Bren's right behind them.
Yeah, I'm gonna disappear as well. I'm gonna actually roll stealth, see how that goes. That went pretty well. 18 stealth.
All right. Well, that went something. Okay, so you all start heading your way out of Executioner's Pit. Given the general crowd of people and a decent stealth check from Mortal helping you guys along, you're reasonably certain you're not going to be immediately seized by the guards. You have a plan for where to go next?
I'm going to find somewhere discreet to stow my armor.
There's plenty of small little alleys and side streets, not difficult.
Because notably, nobody in that zone saw me without my armor on. And I'm gonna... Presumably, it is no big issue to figure out where I would find Makanda Atamu's... I don't know.
Wakanda
residence.
Otamu.
Sure.
And yeah, it's not difficult to ask a passerby. It's in fact right there.
Excellent. And I am going to go attempt to pay a call to Sindra Sylvain.
Is everyone else joining him, or?
I said I was following along.
I'm following at a distance, keeping an eye out.
Okay. All right, you're able to get there safely enough. You do see a couple groups of guards heading up towards Executioner's Run. Clearly, they heard about the altercation, so it's a pretty safe bet. Your descriptions are going to be circulated relatively soon. Before the hammer quite falls, though, you're able to reach Wakanga's villa. It's an extremely nice house. You know, obviously, as befitting one of the merchant princes who effectively run this place, it's one of the largest you've seen here. Very opulently decorated from the outside, gilt fountains, the whole works. Murals of painted stones, colorful gems, set into the walls. It's fantastic. Just heading up, knocking on the door?
Presumably there's some sort of gate guard.
Well, effectively, yes, but as you approach, he kind of glances at you all. He pulls out a bit of paper, looks at it. You must be Miss Sylvain's guests.
That's a word for it.
She mentioned that you might be coming. Lord Otamu did say to let you in, so, if you'll please.
Thank you. If you could direct us to where we would find Lady Sylvain.
He directs you guys inside to the villa, has you wait inside a pretty opulent sitting room. Very nice art with women in various states of undress. Eventually, another servant comes, leads you through, takes you into what looks like a pretty substantial library. If you had any wizards in the party, the kind of library that makes you squeal with excitement. Sindra herself is in a big old armchair next to a big old fireplace, a book in her lap. She kind of glances up when she sees you all enter. You're all right, I see. How goes your preparations?
Malar will point at Laurel. You want to tell her?
I saved a man from being executed because they said that he had stolen something when he was clearly not the one who had done it.
Oh, I see. And people saw you do this, I presume.
Well, yes, I had to jump into the pit to save him from velociraptors.
It was a bit of a spectacle.
Fortunately, only one person died.
Self-defense.
That was not on me. I just killed the velociraptors. I just wanted to save the man in the pit.
Well, to be fair, we didn't kill them either.
But I saw a lot of bugs.
I see.
Malar looking over at Ren. Seriously, what the actual fuck?
Oh, were those yours? They were quite pretty.
No, they were not.
I thought they were.
Ren just stands there not saying anything else.
Syndra looks up at the servant who is kind of standing by the doorway. I think perhaps you'd best call Wakanga? He heads out.
I'm assuming I could be wrong, but did we or did we not bring the guy with us that we saved?
That is an excellent question. No one stated it, so what would you like to have done?
I didn't grab him.
I did want to, but I forgot all about it. I forgot to say it, so...
I would have assumed his husband would have, gotten him out of that area.
Yeah, admittedly, with the amount of time we loitered there, I would expect that the husband would have, gotten the fuck out with the half-conscious one, because the husband is smart enough to know that guards are coming.
Well, it's certainly possible that happened, but again, given your loitering and preoccupation, I don't think anyone actually noticed that.
Yep.
Malar was not paying attention.
It was my intention to bring him with us, but I completely forgot about it.
The answer to whether that guy's okay right now is a big old...
So, we don't actually know if we saved him or not.
No. We did save him. We just don't know for how long we saved him.
Alright, and I should have just shared a handout to Wakango Tamu. This is the fine gentleman who's coming into the library now. Syndra, my dear, so good to see you up and about. I do hope you're enjoying that one, and too, it's one of my favorites. And these are the adventurers you hired. Please, sit. He motions to a bunch of comfy-looking armchairs scattered about.
Ren will awkwardly take a seat.
As will Laurel.
Malar will kind of bow to Wakanga, meaning no disrespect. I would prefer to stand.
Of course. Does you like a tall stool, then?
Mortal sits on the floor. Cross-legged.
I was half expecting you to have Mortal just, grab an armchair and start walking away.
I did think about doing something ridiculous with the chairs, but I decided just to sit down on the floor.
Now then, what can I do for you? I trust your preparations are going well.
They were.
Kind of motions towards you all. You should tell him all.
All I did was save a man from being eaten by velociraptors when he had done nothing wrong.
The paladin intervened in one of Jessamine's sanctioned executions.
I see.
The man had done nothing wrong. Watching him just sit there and die would have not been good on anyone's conscience, I would think, especially since he was an innocent man.
I would have been okay with it.
Yes, well, clearly you're not used to being around normal people.
Not my problem either.
I'm not passing judgment, simply stating what happened.
Oh, I certainly appreciate your fervor, but Jessamine does tend to get a little upset when she hears about this sort of thing.
Well, if she wants to be upset, she can be upset at me. After all, I was the one who jumped into the pit.
Oh, she likely will be quite upset at you, and those who Jessamine is upset at tend to die in various nasty ways. She... Was I not pressing the button? I thought I was.
No, we can hear him.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Okay, but yes, those who Jessamine are angry at tend to die in quite nasty ways. She is those of us who deals in plants, poisons, assassinations, murder sanctions, that sort of thing.
I know the type.
And so people just let her kill whoever she wishes?
Well, no, it doesn't work like that. If someone is convicted in the courts, then they get executed, certainly, and Jessamine tends to handle that. And if someone purchases a sanction, well, then they're allowed to murder whoever they please. Well, not whoever they please, naturally.
But this man was innocent. He even said so himself, and there's no way he would have lied.
Well, I'm sure all criminals will say they're innocent if given the chance, but whether he was or not, the fact is he was slated to be executed, and you prevented it, yes?
Well, yes.
Well, then, strictly speaking, you all are criminals now.
Very well, I shall accept whatever punishment comes my way.
Yeah, I'm not okay with
that.
Okay,
I'm not okay with
suicide.
that. Is there any way that we can get on Jacine's good side again?
Well, that is going to be interesting. How certain are you that the man was innocent?
Oh, I am pretty sure, not because I believe that he would just inherently be honest, but because I scared the absolute crap out of him when I was questioning him. And I don't mean that metaphorically.
I wish he did.
Well, she does tend to have a slight dislike of killing those that are innocent, so I suppose that might be an argument. And if you do have Miss Sylvain to vouch for you, that's something, I suppose. It certainly is tricky. Give me a bit of time, I suppose I may be able to come up with something. She has been quite distracted lately. I'm sure there's something you could help with.
Might we be able to help with whatever it is that's distracting her?
Well, if I knew what that was, that would be very possible, but I don't, sadly.
I mean, I can help her out if that's what she needs from me.
Is there any reasonable way to meet with her? Shall we say, somewhere not surrounded by guards that might be looking for us otherwise?
Could you have her come here and meet us?
I suppose I could invite her over for coffee, but you do realize that if, after all is said and done, she decides to kill you anyway, I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, if nothing else, if you leave it to me, I suspect I'll be able to, well, at least buy you some time. Time enough to finish preparations and leave the city, assuming you're able to do it in a day or so.
How long did the guide say they needed to prepare?
You haven't even met the guides yet. The House of Repose said they would set up meetings for you later today.
Ah, that's right. Well, we'll be meeting our guides later today, so hopefully, or we're supposed to meet our guides later today. Our ability to do that depends on our ability to get out of here without being accosted by guards.
Where are you meeting the guides?
The House of Repose?
Yes, yes. Well, out of deference to Miss Sylvain, I suppose I can arrange to have the meeting take place here. If you write me a letter, I'll have one of my people send it down.
Good.
I will pull parchment and a pen out and begin scribing. Really, just short and sweet. Hey, this is where we are. Please meet us here. Fold it up, seal it, presumably hand it off to a waiting servant.
Before you accept my help, as I should mention, if, quite frankly, with a situation like this, you're not going to be very high on her priority list, but if she does find you or the guards find you, they're not likely to have a lot of discussion. You understand?
Yes.
Oh, what about that man we said we'd help?
I think that's on hold.
Yeah, I think that's a secondary priority right now.
I'm sorry, what, man?
You said we'd help.
There is a man who owes money to, I can't remember the person's name. We were going to help him get the money by fighting in a fight or something.
We were going to fight in the arena so he could bet on us, so that he can make a profit, we can make a profit, the person he owes money can make a profit, and then we would shake him down for what he owes to the person.
There's a lot of we going around.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
There's a bit of a problem with that because now people know that we can fight.
They know that we can use scare tactics.
They know I can fight. They didn't actually see you and Malar fight, actually.
You might have missed what happened above you.
Yes.
I couldn't see up the pit. I was trying to get up.
You know, she was shooting arrows and insects at people, so they saw her fight.
Self-defense happened above you.
Now, that's interesting. I wonder if... Well, let's see.
Will this get her off our back if we fight in the arenas?
Muttering to himself, sort of thinking a little, well, see, Cleothe always does enjoy people being hurt. She won't be a problem. Ekinatha, of course, she's always interested. Yes, I think I can make that work. All right. If you're committed to fighting in this arena, then I'm reasonably certain I can get enough people to agree to a trial by combat.
Okay.
Done.
Okay.
It's not going to be easy. You're probably not going to enjoy it. And if you lose, you are definitely going to die.
I mean,
I just want to make that clear.
isn't that how combat works?
Well, generally speaking, yes, but still.
I don't mind fighting, and I don't even mind someone dying, so long as everyone is being fair about it.
I've died before.
Notably, this will be the first time any of you have seen Malar smile.
Ah.
With all due respect, Prince, don't presume to tell me what I won't enjoy.
I've died before. I've grown used to it.
I knocked out an orc shaman once.
A bee is going to fly out from Ren's sleeve. One bee.
From what I understand, I can die permanently in this realm, which might be nice.
Do you need to talk to someone, mortal?
I'm talking to you right now.
Y'all can't hear it, but Tom is laughing.
Ren's going to usher the bee back into her sleeve.
All right. Well, given the circumstances, yes.
Malar's just gonna stare at Ren. What the actual fuck, woman? Kind of just backs away.
Do you have a name for the bees?
They're bees?
Well, I mean, obviously, but do you have individual names for them? Or are they all just kind of one massive swarm, so you just call them all bee?
At that, Mortal is going to begin pointing at each one and giving them random names. Well, you see, this one is called...
Guys, there was one bee.
Wait, what?
There was a single bee.
Oh.
Well, I'm assuming that there's more than one.
Out from my sleeve and then ushered it back into my sleeve.
Oh. Okay, I
thought
you had your
Do
swarm.
you have more underneath your sleeve?
Oh, yes. This is all very fascinating. But, well, I suppose I've got some work to do. And for the record, I'm not certain this will even work, but, well, I'll tell you the truth, enough of the princes want to see a little bit of excitement around here that we might be able to pull this off.
In the meantime, do you have somewhere we could rest and maybe re-equip ourselves?
Yes, I'm going to suggest you not leave my villa until the matter is settled.
Is there a way to have an armorer come here?
I suppose if you speak to my servants, they'd be able to arrange someone to stop by. You realize you have to pay them for anything.
Yes.
Yes.
Malar's gonna look over at Mortal. What exactly are you after?
Something sturdier than what I am currently wearing.
And what about your armor, Malar?
What's Mortal currently wearing?
Leather armor.
Ah. Do you have the cash for anything sturdier?
I have 24 gold. That's about it.
Alright, so, is there anything else for Wakanga, or is he headed off to try to determine your fates?
I'm good as long as he can point us towards whatever servant might do some errand running for us.
There's the butler around. He can do errands. He's not happy about it. He's very upset at the mud and blood being trucked onto his floors, but he'll do it.
Hey now, my boots are clean.
Mine only has mud on it. I think. I actually haven't looked at the bottom of my boots.
You have a lot of your own blood everywhere.
Oh yeah, I did actually get bit, didn't I? I should probably look at that.
You got bit and slashed and maybe grapple stabbed.
Grapple stabbed?
So I'm going to take the time to bind my injuries at the very least?
I mean, as long as we have time for a long rest, you should be good. How much damage did you take?
Yeah, you guys should have time for a long rest between now and the arena, but there's going to be other stuff happening during this day. Like, the guys are going to show up, your chance to do downtime, like buying if you have any money, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Perfect.
I mean, you can also take
10
a
HP.
you can also do a short rest in the meantime, since we're going to have other events happening. And when you do a short rest, you can use right now it's up to 3 hit die, and heal that much. So like you could, if you go into your character sheet in D&D Beyond 20, up at the top you'll actually see a spot where it says short rest. A short rest takes an hour, or at least an hour. And then if you look under your classes, you'll see one for you, one warlock, and one for paladin. You should have like 2 hit die for paladin, 1 hit die for warlock. And you can basically click in the empty spots for how many hit points you want to roll. See, like I just did. Yep, there you go. You just hit healed 5. You can do another one if you want. There you go. That's all your hit points back. Just make sure you have those 2 hit die that you used filled in so that you don't use them again until you take a long rest.
Millar's gonna find somewhere to sit down and tend to his armaments.
Alright, that's easy enough. Don't mind me, I'm just doing a bit of planning, trying to think of what I'm actually going to throw at you guys in the arena.
Yay, death.
Bet you didn't expect this.
This was not in the plan, no.
Although, I mean, it's us. You probably should have expected this kind of shenanigans. We are murder hobos.
Excuse you? Laurel was not trying to murder anyone. She was trying to save someone.
Oh, I'm not talking about characters.
I was also not trying to kill anyone. I wanted to kill the velociraptors.
It qualifies.
Does it? They're not exactly human. So it's not murder? I am a hobo, but I am not a murder hobo, ma'am.
You're trying to convince a ranger that killing animals is not murder. Just so you know.
A ranger obsessed with bugs.
Yes, which makes it
From
worse.
the butler, I would like to requisition a shield and a fly swatter.
We don't die.
If you got the cash for it, go for it.
I thought your bugs were very pretty.
I'll be able to come back with that stuff later today. So he does suggest, would you perhaps prefer some insect repellent, sir?
Yes, please.
Splendid.
Do you not like bugs, Millar?
A bee is going to fly out and just harass the person that just suggested insect repellent. Not injure, just harass.
The only armor that's better than what
as the bee is harassing the butler, Millar's gonna pick up the weapon he was just cleaning, which is it is basically a firearm, and he's just gonna aim it at the bee and tell the butler, hold very still.
I beg your pardon?
There's a bee.
You notice the bee does not actually seem to be bothering the butler. It kind of, every time it gets near him, it kind of veers away.
Yeah, so the only armor that's better than what I have that I'm proficient with, that I would have access to, I cannot afford.
Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this a bit more. So, okay, let's move on for the moment.
Can you hear?
Okay.
Hold on, give us a moment. Kitty's having some issues with her audio.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Can you hear anything?
Yeah, a shield is 10 gold, so I definitely have the cash on hand for that.
Go to your gear. User settings. Check your voice and audio. That's all set up. Pull it out, put it back in. Alright. Can you hear me? Alright.
That's
Alright, we're good to go.
sorry, guys.
Okay. Alright, Mega with that. Alright, I got a few different ideas for us to do with the arena, but we may not even get there tonight, so. Anyway, so. You guys are there for a few hours before a servant comes in, says that the first of the guys you wanted to meet is here. I just had this and it went right out of my head.
I'm sorry, baby, that's kind of funny.
Alright, the first one coming is a fellow named Musarib. If you guys want to go ahead and review his handout.
Alright, can you throw his handout up, please?
Yeah, I can't see a handout.
If you go into tab on Roll20, it's the tab that looks like a newspaper. And under the chapters is
there a way I can like force it up for you guys, or?
Yeah, you can. If you click on it, there should be an option that says share.
But I've already shared it with you guys. Like, is there a way I can like make it come up on your screen?
Sharing it should put it up on our screen.
I have it on my screen.
Yeah, Ferrul and Gondolos just came up.
Well, that's not right. You guys should have all of the handouts. I shared them with you earlier.
Yeah, we have them.
We have them. Sometimes they will be a little funky and not show up, or not open. It's not super important. He's the dude who wants to reclaim Hrakamar. We need to either drive out the fire newts or recover a relic. He'll waive his fee in return for assistance.
Where'd it go? The heck? Now I can't pull it back up.
well, that's all the info there is on it. So I mean.
Okay. All right.
Short of it is
yeah,
either.
that's basically it. Yeah, his handout says, if adventure is what you seek, join my request to reclaim Hrakamar, my clan's ancestral forge. Volcanic eruption forces us to abandon it. The fire newts must be driven out or destroyed. At the very least, we must sneak in, recover Moradin's gauntlet. Fire newts must not be allowed to keep it. If you love dwarven kind, hear my plea and join me in returning it. I'll totally waive my fee for your promise of assistance. Failing that, he says he'll guide you anywhere in Chult for 5 gold a day.
Yep. I say we help him on his quest.
Why do we wait and talk to the other one that we already asked to come see us? And then
meanwhile, we also talked to him. We haven't actually talked to him yet. He just showed up.
I thought we were gonna go with both of them.
We have to convince him of that.
True.
All right, so you guys are taken to a pretty nice drawing room. Eventually, Musarib comes in. He's a dwarf who's actually an albino. So, you know, white skin, white hair, kind of a blue sort of tattoo up on his forehead. He looks around. Ugh, friends of the
You dropped out there.
friends of the merchant prince. Very impressive. Surprised you're asking someone like me to be your guide. Don't have a whole troop of them out there.
We just met the merchant prince today.
Did you now?
it's complicated.
So, we are associates of his, and
that's word for it.
We are helping him and a friend of his. And we would like to do this in a discreet manner, which is why we are looking for your aid. In order to improve our chances, we were actually hoping to ask for your assistance and another's, and in return, instead of money, we were going to offer our aid in your quest.
And another's?
Yes.
Which others?
Which one was it? It was...
Azaka.
Azaka.
He considers for a moment, sort of nods. Huh. Zaka's good enough, I suppose. Can't imagine why you'd want to waste your time with her when you got me.
Like I said, we believe you're both worth our time and would like to do everything we could to improve our chances of accomplishing our goal.
And what is that goal exactly?
Let us say that there is an artifact that is negatively affecting a large portion of the world, and we are trying to find it and see what we can do to deal with it.
And where is it?
That's
we don't
the
know.
question. We know it's here in... The only lead we have is that it might be here in Cholt somewhere.
So you're looking for less a single journey and more someone to keep taking you out there then, till you find it.
Yes. Someone who knows the area well. That's one of the reasons we wanted to hire two of you, because we want to have as much experience as possible so we could help narrow down the locations that we would be visiting. It is a dire situation.
How dire? So I'll tell you right now, you ain't finding anything out there quick, not if you don't even know where to look.
Well, let's put it like this. Everyone who is currently dying in the world cannot be resurrected.
I've heard of that.
And the thing that is causing this might be here in Cholt.
Really? Where'd you hear that?
An associate, the person that hired us.
And who's that?
That is not information we are allowed to give out.
That's not true, I don't think.
We have not been explicitly told that we can give that information out, therefore we shouldn't.
Oddly enough, your benefactor is in the other room. You could actually ask her.
I'm going to whisper to Sylphrine to kind of go into the other room and ask Syndra.
I'm going to step away for a moment. I'll be back.
If she's okay with us giving out her name to these guides.
Yeah, Sophine comes back. Yeah, Syndra has no objections. She's not sure if it'll gain you anything, but she doesn't oppose it.
The person
She didn't exactly make a secret of her arrival. You know, she's been in Port Nyanzaru several times.
Okay. Just my character's whole thing is that, you know, Fey Wilds knows the importance of names, so our benefactor's name is Syndra Sylvain.
Mushri looks thoughtful for a sec before shaking his head. Nah, never heard of her. Alright, but enough of this. So, you're looking for something, you don't know what. And you're saying that you're willing to help me out instead of paying me, eh?
Yes.
He looks around. And that goes for all of you?
I
Wren's
would be
gonna
more than honored to help you, good dwarf. Especially since fire newts are such terrible creatures.
Ren just kind of shrugs impassively, but clearly willing to go along with it.
I'm also doing this because money.
He sort of nods. All right. You won't object to me leaving you there first, then? After all, you don't even know where you're going. May as well take care of that. Do that? Heck, I'll guide you as long as you need me to.
I would gladly be on board with that, good dwarf.
Well, as I said, we would like to employ your services and those of Azaka. So why don't we wait for her to arrive and we all have a conversation about where we go first and how we go about that.
I'll tell you right now, if you're taking me anywhere other than Hrockmar, I'm going to move on and paying.
Okay. Well, like I said, let's wait till Azaka's here and see what we can work out.
He doesn't seem particularly pleased by that, but he remains in his chair, especially when the butler brings over a big old bottle of some very potent dwarven ale.
I've never tried dwarven ale. Is it any good?
Oh, hi. Here. He offers it to you.
Is it anything?
All takes a drink.
Is it anything like Fey wine?
Wouldn't know. So, Laurel, are you a drinker?
I'm 19.
It is simultaneously the most disgusting and the most delicious thing you've ever tasted.
It's quite different. I don't think I've ever tried anything like this before. I'm not sure if I like it or if I hate it.
Mortal
you get used to it.
Mortal will try a mug as well.
See, Immortal is used to insane alcohols from the Feywilds, if you got anything like that at all. So to you, it's strong yet oddly mundane.
No.
You can barely taste the summer breeze at all.
So Mortal will actually say, I can't even taste the seasons in this.
Mushroom just kind of glances at you. Well, I don't know what the hell you're talking about there. I'll tell you what you taste the mountains.
No. I know what mountains taste like. This just no mountains. I've tasted mountains mixed with forest and summer.
We don't understand what he's saying half the time either.
I was about to ask. You all right?
I'm fine. Yes.
All right then. So, are you actually prepared for the journey?
I suppose that I'm as prepared as I can be with what little of these coins I have.
I would like to grab more water and food before we leave. After all, we'd never know when we'll be able to next eat when we're out in the wilds.
Don't worry about that. I can always find us food and water.
Tom said that we need to worry about that, though, because the heat alone is going to be really bad out there.
Yeah, so out of character, my character literally has the ability to always find food and water as long as it's available.
Alright.
Specifically, I think I can find enough food and water for... So I have the feature Wanderer. You have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
And there's the catch.
Yeah, like I said, provided that the land offers it, I can find it. I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't take rations with us just in case, but...
So you got water catchers, you're set for boiling, you got food supplies, got something to carry it all, you got tents, you got a canoe.
Do not have a canoe. What is
What
is a canoe?
You're going to want a canoe. It's the quickest way to travel on the rivers.
Then I will make the necessary preparations with the butler to go ahead and acquire that canoe.
You got water catchers for the rain?
No.
Well, you might want some because that's the only fresh water to be had.
Okay.
Well, I suppose you could drink from the river if you don't mind a case of throat leeches.
What are throat leeches?
That doesn't sound pleasant. I've had a leech before on my body, and it was not very nice. I can't imagine what it'd be like in my throat.
Oh, the swamps, the rivers, pretty much all the water out there that's not rain is filled with the blasted things.
Well, that doesn't seem very good. How do people drink water?
You either get rainwater or you boil it. How else? Suppose if you got a caster around, you could purify it with magic.
Hey, just gonna interrupt the game for a hot second. We've been raided.
Yeah,
so
that's
thank you
awesome.
very much to the Gray A for that.
So, in answer to your question, Tomb of Annihilation is, like Kitty said, a module for 5th edition. It is considered one of the most difficult modules, specifically because there, at least for the vast majority of the module, there is no resurrection in the game. The major concept for this module is that there is some sort of disease going on that prevents anyone from being resurrected, and anyone who has already been resurrected is essentially dying again a very slow and painful wasting death. And our party has been essentially been hired to figure out what is causing this and trying to help deal with that.
Orson, since you were gone, Mystery was just explaining some of the dangers of the jungle you guys are going to need to be prepared for. You'll probably want a canoe, because by river is the fastest way to travel. There's no fresh water to be had out there that isn't infested with parasites. So you're either bringing devices called rain catchers to catch the more or less omnipresent rain, or you're prepared to boil / magically purify everything you drink. You set up for the bugs?
You mean her bugs?
The what?
No, I mean the endless amounts of friggin' bugs out there that'll probably kill you if you don't scare the damn things away.
I have a mosquito net.
I have a flamethrower.
You said something about scaring them away. I can. Do bugs have nightmares? Is that a thing?
Just bring a bunch of repellent. You'll probably be fine, unless you want the shivering sickness.
The shivering sickness. What is this?
Oh, you get it. You know, blurred vision, disorientation, uncontrollable shivering and chattering of the teeth makes you feel like you're about to go mad if that bastard doesn't keep his jaw shut. That sort of thing.
That sounds very similar to running through the hedge maze.
Oh, what you want. Every single damn bug out there has got it.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
No. No, it isn't.
Alright, so why don't you make up a list for everything that we'll need to survive this land, and we can have these fine people acquire it for us. Because
we're staying inside for a moment.
For those who are just joining, our party has
managed.
Can I
explain it?
What's that?
Can I explain it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please do.
Okay. So, after a lovely dinosaur race in which we cheated to win a 5 gold bet, we're approached by a bookie and told, hey, help me shake down this former gladiator, you can keep some of the money. They go to meet the gladiator, end up promising to go fight in the arena for him so that he can win the money to pay off the bookie. That was a truly delightful conversation that did not at all go the way I expected, or the way the bookie expected. And as they're leaving the area, they happen to run into an execution of a supposedly innocent man who's going to be ripped apart by a couple of velociraptors because people say he's a thief. Our lovely paladin immediately jumped into the pit to prevent him from being eaten by velociraptors, as paladins are wont to do. And the whole thing turned into a very public, very nonsensical, very... Well, everyone in the city is pretty soon going to know who these people are, that they interfered with an execution, and our dear friend Wakango Tamu, one of the merchant princes, has decided, you know what? They were planning to fight anyway. I'll bet I can talk them into accepting trial by combat on the grounds that if they die, problem solved, and if they live, well, they'll be so lucrative that hopefully Jessamine won't care.
Yep, this
He
is
was innocent.
Yes, this is what happens when you have a party of 4 people and only one of them is good aligned.
The rest of us are murder hobos.
Yes, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
I mean, Mortal is not necessarily a murder hobo. They just don't concern themselves with it. Like, they don't see it as a moral issue, though.
Right. So, have you got cash for all the things you'll be needing?
We have some.
Yes.
How much is some?
I have 24 gold.
I have a non-zero amount.
Right, well, you'll be needing at least 50 for the canoe. Repellents, well, how much that costs depends on how long you're going to be needing it. Rain catchers, those are gold per. You're going to want more than one of them. Each person out there is going to need at least 2 gallons a day. Not so bad as long as you're on the river. You can take the time to boil it all, but the minute you leave the river, well, that becomes interesting now, doesn't it?
Laurel has 10 silver pieces to her name, apparently.
You've also got 50 gold from Sylvain.
Sylvain did give you all 50 for expenses.
Oh, wait, she gave us 50 each?
Yes, 50 each.
Oh, I missed that. So I have more than 24.
Though Lowell did hand over her 50 to Taban.
True.
And at some point, I spent gold.
Alrighty, and as you're discussing this, the servant comes in, tells you that Zaka is here. If you guys want to pop up her handout just so you kind of remind yourself who she is, what she was saying.
In the meantime, can I actually go ahead and ask one of the servants to purchase some studded leather armor? Since I actually do have the gold for it now.
If you got the cash for it, sure.
Yep, cool.
I would maybe make sure you have the cash for it after the other supplies are handled.
I mean, we have, even with me purchasing this, we still have enough combined to get the other supplies.
Sure, but we're splitting that even.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't planning on not doing that.
Which means Kimber's gonna owe someone some money later.
Yes.
I think I'm good equipment wise.
Yeah, but we got to get the supplies for the journey.
The water and the canoe and the rations and the boiling accoutrement.
You may want a dinosaur too, just to carry everything. Depends how long you plan to be out there.
I can handle carrying.
How much does a dinosaur cost by incidental chance?
We're not buying a
depends
dinosaur.
on how good a one you want.
Is that a thing people do?
Why would you not? A great beast of burden.
We don't have dinosaurs up near Baldur's Gate.
Well, then what does all your burden?
Horses.
Me.
Oxen.
Mortals,
My family
right?
had a
They
big
are the
old
burden.
bull.
Wow.
My family had a big old bull that we would use to take stuff into town.
At the mention of the word family, Ren's face just goes dark.
Kimber, out of character.
Yes.
Do you perchance have a purify food and drink on your spells known? Or prepared, rather?
That's a good question. Let me find out real
Because
quick.
I think you just know your entire spell list.
Yeah, as a paladin, she should. She just has to prepare. She has to pray for the one she wants each day.
Oh, but you don't have
I have
ritual
purify
casting,
food
do
and
you?
drink.
I don't think she does.
Nope. Neither Warlock nor Paladin gets ritual casting.
Warlock can.
Warlock needs to take the level 3 thing to get ritual casting. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Warlock inherently does not get ritual casting.
Right.
I do have purify food and drink, though.
Okay.
There's also the ritual caster feat.
Yeah. That's not something any of us have right now.
Right. Real quick, Tom, or...
When I prep
Unfortunately,
spell...
Sylvester died a couple years ago, so he can't do any Beast of Burden stuff anymore.
When I re-prep spells, I can get purify food and drink as a ritual.
Real quick, Tom, what is the, I guess, percentage for selling items here?
Standard, pass value.
Okay.
With the exception of heavy armor. Heavy armor is very unusual down here, so prices for buying and selling are significantly higher.
Okay.
Fine.
Alrighty, so Azaka is
You realize I'm a heavy armor class, right?
I didn't write the module.
Yeah.
Or your character, for that matter.
I didn't know what was in the module.
So Azaka is shown in. She kind of nods respectfully to all of you, then glances over, sees Musharib, kind of instantly nose rise a little, looks back at you. And is there a reason he's here as well?
Because
Yes.
we want to hire the both of you to help us out in trying to figure out where exactly we're supposed to go to find the thing that will stop people from dying, or, well, being unable to be resurrected.
Kind of blinks a couple of times. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yep.
Supposed to be here?
Yes. Well, that is what our only lead says, yes.
Well, Musharib interrupts. Don't bother us. I don't know where it is. Ah.
I'm very sorry, but that's the only information we have right now.
However, in return for your aid, we will assist you in your quest.
Firefinger.
Uh-huh.
You're prepared to help me against the Terrafolk there?
Yes.
Well, splendid.
Now, as we mentioned, we would like to We would like to have both of you as our guides in order to improve our chances of finding the item we're looking for. So the question becomes, if the two of you do accept, which of you we help first?
Busharib immediately cuts in. We're heading to Harakmar first, or I'm getting paid. Azaka kind of glances at him before nodding. Very well. Then we head to Firefinger first, or I shall want pay.
Why can't we?
You know, I don't think this negotiation is going to work out in either of your favors. Consider, neither of you is willing to budge on that. Which leaves us with the choice of either pay one of you, or let one of you go and accept a single guide. So at that point, the question becomes, how much interest have you gotten in handling these problems of yours? And are you prepared to let go of the opportunity to risk us just choosing to go with the other?
Go ahead and throw me a persuasion.
Can I guess, assist in that? Essentially.
If you can add something reasonable to that argument.
Let's see.
I personally would like to
because
help.
I'm rocking a -2 on that.
Oh.
Please, I would very much like to help the both of you, but if we cannot all agree to help one another, then there's no way that we can help you both out at the same time.
So, one, I'm going to say, okay, I mean, -2.
I mean, Lowell already added a decent argument. That's enough to add the help, so.
Okay, then you would just roll at advantage.
Where did I put that? Persuasion. Not better.
So the first one, which was a total of 10.
I very much would like to tell the both of you that I sincerely wish to help you. This isn't just, me trying to also find what is keeping people from, being resurrected, but also because I want to help people. I want to explore this beautiful world, and I really, truly wish to help you both. But if you're both going to argue, then it's going to make that difficult for me to help you both.
All right, I'll go ahead and let you throw a persuasion. All right, better. All right. The two of them kind of glance at each other. There's a bit of silence. Finally, Azaka sighs a little. So long as we get to Firefinger within the first 30 days, I suppose there shall be no problem.
Well,
thank you very much for being reasonable.
Well, why don't we do this in the most efficient way possible? Are either of the two locations closer than the other?
And for that, I need to actually bust out the map and see where places are, so give me a second there.
So what we're trying to do here.
All right, so eventually you guys pull out the map that Syndra gave you, so the two of them can look it over. You guys are currently here, Fort Yandaru.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
I know I dragged the thing. Did your screen go blank and it's loading, or?
We're just looking at the player's map
I found
of Shell.
Okay, got it. Okay. Then yes, so here is pure Nanzaru.
Okay. So
Down here, so in this area, is Firefinger for Zaka.
Okay.
Then all the way down here, we have Hrockmar.
Okay. So I mean, it wouldn't matter anyway. We'd hit Firefinger first, and it's literally basically on our way to the mountains to help the dwarves. And just saying, if we what is it that we're trying to do?
Trying to do where?
Okay, so and let's say we help out Azaka first. That potentially gives a little bit more help towards the freeing of the Dwarven Mountains.
How exactly does that help when the mountains are all the way down here?
Well, I mean, Firefinger's here anyway is closer, significantly closer to us anyway, right? So say we go help her first. If we help her, we do a good job, and you help as well. You might be able to convince her to continue along with us to help you with your quest, giving us more people and a better chance to survive.
Mushreeb kind of rolls his eyes a bit, but glances over to Azaka, who just sort of nods a little. I don't like it. I suppose I can make it work.
Thank you very much. I can't wait to help the both of you reclaim what it is that you have lost.
He drinks some more ale.
I don't think he lost the mountain per se.
Millar nods in agreement and pulls out a bottle of wine.
What does that wine taste like?
Fermented grapes.
Azaka speaks up. So when are you planning to leave? Musharib interjects. They've got basically nothing, so it's not going to be for at least a day or two.
We also have to...
Nothing. I mean, they got no canoe, they got no rain catchers, they didn't know about the bugs.
We
Azaka
got
just sort of sighs.
We got here just today.
In my defense, I've only been in the mortal realm for a week.
Is the butler nearby?
He's a butler. What do you think?
Of course. Stuart. How quickly can your people get us these supplies?
Should you have the necessary funds, I can have them procured by the end of the day, sir.
Okay. And keep in mind, though, we
Excellent.
do still have to deal with the whole combat by trial by combat thing.
Oh yeah, we have to fight in the arena tonight.
Is that tonight? I don't think that's actually been set yet.
Azaka
We're not
and
even sure it's going to happen.
both you in surprise there. I'm sorry, what?
I had to save him.
We'll be leaving within the next few days. There's a administrative issue to handle.
Damn, maybe I should be asking for money up front.
Oh, don't worry, we'll survive.
Or you can take this opportunity to see that our skill to make sure that our skills are actually up to par for the quests that you need us for.
Huh. Fair enough. Azaka speaks up again. Why exactly are you in the arena?
It's a long story.
Self-defense.
That is not exactly a reassuring answer.
Someone had a conscience.
And I'm very disappointed that none of you have a conscience either.
Mine died.
Well, maybe you should revive it once we find the thing that revives things.
Okay. So, what next? So, I guess we need to share this expense. We gotta give 50 gold. So that's
50 for the canoe.
First off, so let's go ahead and make the shopping list here.
So that's 15 from each of us, right? Yes. No.
It's going to be more than just 50. The canoe itself is 50.
Oh, is it? I thought.
Yeah, the canoe is 50.
Oh. That's what
I
they
have
said
10
we need.
silver that I can contribute to this.
I thought you also had the. Nope, you gave away your 50 gold. That's right.
You are going to owe me money after this. Is how this is going to go down.
All right, so let's just go through. So you're all given 50 gold each for expenses. That's effectively 200 total. You can argue all day about who owes who what. I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
Good.
Canoe was 50 gold. Everyone agree you're getting that?
Yep.
Yep. What's it cost for the rest of it?
Wrong button. Here we go. But yeah, so single canoe will hold up to 6 medium creatures. So you four and your 2 guides, that's exactly big enough. Good for you. He also suggested you pick up rain catchers and insect repellents. Insect repellent comes in 2 different forms. You can buy a block of incense for 1 silver piece, burns for 8 hours, basically covers the campsite.
Hey, I can contribute!
Or for a single gold, you get a vial of salve, contains 20 applications. Each application protects a wearer against insects for 24 hours.
I'd say we buy a combination of the two.
I will be purchasing 3 vials of salve for myself.
I'll purchase 3 vials as well, as long.
You know, if you ever want to stop being afraid of bugs, you can come out to my family's farm. There's all sorts of bugs around.
I'll purchase 3 vials as well, along with 5 blocks.
I don't appreciate being glared at just because I offer a solution to a problem you have.
Question.
I think mechanically your bugs are spirits, not actual bugs.
Yeah, they are. They're spirits. They can literally take any form you want.
Okay. So what's the average number of shits that we're buying?
So far, Knox and Orson have basically been suggesting 3 vials of salve per person.
I did not suggest that. I am just electing to purchase 3 vials of salve for myself. It is 60 days of no bugs, and you bet I'm going to be coming back for more.
I mean, do we anticipate being out for longer than 60 days?
I anticipate not wanting to have bugs around for more than 60 days.
I mean, how far is each location in terms of days, in terms of like travel time?
What was the question asked?
How much travel time to each location?
So let's see.
If you assume Firefinger is your first location,
That's 130 miles, and then that's a total of 440 miles. Did my audio just go out?
No, we can hear you.
Okay, it just seemed really quiet. And do we have?
It tells you that traveling at a normal pace by canoe, it will take you roughly 2 weeks to get to Firefinger.
Okay.
To Firefinger.
And what about to the mountains?
That's going to be another, like, month and a half based on that. Though.
Yeah. So we do Firefinger, we come back, restock, and then go to the mountains. Is that the idea at this point?
I'm not convinced the dwarf would be pleased about that. It might be Firefinger go straight through.
Yeah, so we're gonna need.
No, sorry, I miscounted. I'm dumb. Roughly 1 week to get to Firefinger.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes far more sense.
So the whole thing's like 2 months round trip.
Yeah, so we should probably get. You said 60 days, so that should 3 apiece should cover us. Plus with the 5 blocks. How long did the blocks last?
8 hours each.
8 hours each.
The blocks are typically designed to cover your campsite overnight.
I'm actually going to go with 5 vials of salve. Fuck it. It's 5 GP.
Okay.
I can buy the blocks with my silver.
Yeah, okay, you buy the silverware. I suppose we'll buy you some vials as well.
So we're going with a total for the 4 of us of 20 vials. Yes? So 5 each?
Sure. So that's 20 gold. And however many blocks Laurel would like to purchase. Then we have 50
I have 10
for the
silver, so I can buy 10 blocks.
And then 50 for the canoe. And how much is the rain catcher?
1 gold each. The rain catchers are just for fresh water?
Rain catchers are 1 gold each. Falling rain is the only source of fresh water out there.
So I say...
don't worry about it. We won't need it.
A single rain catcher will create 2 gallons of drinking water per inch of rainfall. Out here in Cholt, it rains nearly every day. Just about every day you can count on at least half an inch of rain, and often more.
Why do we not have to worry about it?
Because I'll prep Purify Food and Drink, which is a ritual spell.
Okay, cool. So we don't need to worry about the rain catchers.
On the other hand, a single rain catcher is only 1 gold. It would not be a bad idea to have one as a backup.
True.
Fair.
So that's 71 gold at this point. And we do need rations as well, although we should also all have some already.
Some maybe, but not enough for the whole trip.
Yes, I only have a day of rations. Although, if he's got purified food and water, then we also don't have to worry about that either.
Food is often available. There's animals, there's trees. It's a rainforest.
Yeah,
so
so that won't be a problem then.
I trust the ranger can handle finding food in a forest.
Oh, you missed that. I will be the one handling that because I have the Wanderer feature. I can always find food and water if it is available. For myself and up to 5 more people.
Okay.
I also have an excellent mind for geography, terrain, so I never forget like terrain and where we are, positioning, stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm more about the animals anyhow.
All right, so with that taken care of, so we just need to figure out how we're going to split this. We said 71 gold. And we're basically spending it between...
72 if you guys were buying 10 incense blocks, or if you're not buying any of those, then yeah, it would be 71.
71 and Kim are Laurel is buying 10 incense blocks as well.
I am buying 10 incense blocks.
So she's getting those, so worry about that. So 71 gold split between effectively the 3 of us. And it's going to be 23 each, roughly. 24 each.
Yeah.
So if you guys each want to put in 24, then I'll put in 24 as well, and then whatever is left over we'll purchase additional incense blocks with. So we'll all put in 24.
Well, so if we each put in 24, we have an extra gold, so we can either purchase an extra salve or an extra ring catcher, depending, because that's 72 total.
I'm gonna turn to the guides. Will the two of you be handling your own equipment then?
We bought our equipment. We do this for a living.
Okay then.
He brings up a valid point.
So I'm
Just
assuming
making sure they weren't gonna want to share of the salves or anything.
Seriously, you could spend a week down at my family's farm. It would really help with your bug phobia.
So I'm assuming our entomophobe would like to buy the extra salve with that 1 gold.
I mean, I'm the one who elected to buy 5 vials of salve. I feel pretty comfortable with that.
Okay, so in that case, let's get a second water catcher just in case. You never know.
I'll make the argument that it might be better to have the extra blocks to keep our camp clear of bugs, rather than just our persons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, that's fine. So that's 10 more blocks.
20 days of not having bugs at
Well,
night.
yeah. So that's 24. Alright, I'm down to 10 gold.
Between that and the shield, I'm down to 1 gold.
And I still have 25.
I'm down to 0.
Jesus. Well, let's see if we can make some money on this trial by combat.
Probably not.
Alright, so all our preparation is done for the day. Is there anything else that we can get done this session, or are we gonna call it?
I feel like the combat by trial is going to take a big majority of next session, so I'm good to call it if you guys are.
I mean, I could run something right now, but honestly, I'd like the time to prepare for it because then I can come up with something much more interesting than just grabbing a couple monsters and throwing them at you.
That works for me. Either way works for me, honestly.
I am good with whatever.
Yeah, I'm good to call it then. That is my preference.
All right, sounds like a
I'm sorry to keep yawning. I'm barely paying attention, guys.
Oh, it's okay.
Dude, have you seen me yawning the whole time? Because I have been.
All right, that it seems like our session is over for tonight. I am going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for the raid, the Gray A. And y'all have a good night.
I don't know what that means.